Hello, everyone. How are we? Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic Sunday, wherever you are from around the world. And why wouldn't you be? Liverpool have just beaten Leicester by 1-0. Of course, thanks to the man of the minute, isn't it? Trent Alexander-Arnold, of course, being linked away to Liverpool and comes on and scores the winner for the Reds, of course. Obviously, his 350th appearance for the Reds as well. And, of course, he's managed to get Liverpool now within 3 points of winning the Premier League title. Of course, let me know all of you are in the comments down below. Let me know your guys' reactions, of course, as well down below. Be very intrigued as well to know your guys' thoughts about the game. And yes, what an unbelievable last 10 15 minutes of that game. It was really full of impact, then I say. And of course that was a massive impact by Trent Alexander-Arnold as well, of course. Anyway, but again, let me know your guys' thoughts down below. Man of the matches as well, let me know down below as well. And of course, just general thoughts, because look, Liverpool now are 3 points away from winning the Premier League title, which is huge, and it is huge. The fact next week now against Spurs, we have the opportunity to go on and win the Premier League title, and hopefully, we will go on to do that. And look, for me, that is been the main focus, I think, for the biggest part of the second half of the season, has been getting to the final stages of the league. And look, Liverpool are about to win their 20th league title. It's huge, and it goes, the feelings there now, chat, the general feeling of Liverpool are going to win the Premier League again today wasn't at our best, even though again you look at the stats, again we were miles better than Leicester, but still it's those types of games that wins you Premier Leagues, wins you championships. And look, at the end of the day, we got there in the end. Let's say that. Anyway, but of course, let me know all of you are down below as well. Big up Ozan as well, saying let's fucking go Con as well. What else we have? The league title can be won at Anfield against Spurs. Yes, it can. 100% it can. 2 more points, Con, as well. Yeah, 100%. Well, not even that, really. It's the fact that, again, Liverpool need 3 draws now for the remainder of the season to win the league is mental. But I was also saying 81 points is the most Arsenal can get, even if they win all their remaining games. And of course, they'd have to beat us at Anfield to do that as well. Arsenal play Wednesday. We still might have won it today. True. That is very, very true. Of course, I think Arsenal play, is it Palace? I think they play midweek as well. So, yeah, 100%, the league could already be technically done, really. But I think on our end, of course, I think we expect Arsenal to beat Palace and look at winning it at Anfield would be good. Again, I think obviously thinking back to the 1920 season, back, in the COVID mini period, of course, like we beat Palace, and then obviously the day after, I think Chelsea beat Manchester City, didn't they? Which confirmed us as champions. But I think everybody knew at the time that Liverpool were definitely going to go on and win the Premier League title. And look, these types of performances, like I said, it wins you titles, and it does. It wins you league titles. It makes you to, obviously, it's not the cleanest of performances, it's not the greatest of performances that you'll think back to many years to come, but it's the results that you need. And of course, obviously, Trent stepping up, of course, myself included in this, of course, I've had a lot of conversation and a lot to say around Trent Alexander-Arnold, around his future and, what should happen for the rest of this season. But of course, he came on, made an impact, and won Liverpool the game as well, which is huge. It's gigantic for our season, and of course to go on and win the Premier League title as well. But we can win it all at Anfield against Arsenal's bitter rivals Spurs. Lol as well. Yeah, we could, 100% we could as well. But like I said, speaking about Trent, and again with Trent, who else but Trent Alexander-Arnold? Wow. Of course, with the last week or so, obviously being surrounded around obviously Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk, obviously them two committing their futures to Liverpool, the big question mark is still around Trent and whether or not he will stay at the football club. Now, in my opinion, I don't think he will. I still getting from his post-match, I still don't think he will stay. I think he is going to leave. But even still, like, again, what he is doing and what he has done in the past, he has left a legacy in some aspect. It's kind of the way, I think, on everyone else's mind of how, he's kind of gone around it, I would say, which I think has annoyed a lot of people, and rightfully so. But I think, again, even today, stepping up to the plate, coming on for Conor Bradley, and just, winning Liverpool the game where, again, it looked like at times Liverpool couldn't finish anything really. Mo Salah having multiple chances, Luis Diaz, Cody Gakpo, having loads of chances to win the game, Ibu as well, Van Dijk, like everybody had chances to win Liverpool a game, and we wasn't getting anywhere near it. And then Trent comes on, and off the corner gets us to win, his first left-footed goal for Liverpool, and he's all but confirmed Liverpool will be Premier League champions at the end of the season. And now I think everybody now, even after the game, I think everybody had the same type of thought process of like, yeah, it's going to happen now. And everyone's like, hey, we said it for weeks, haven't we, that Liverpool are going to win the league. But I think now it's a hit, really, the fact that Liverpool only need 2 or 3 draws to win the league. That is huge as well, of course. But like as you guys have already mentioned, it could have, the leagues could already be practically done by the next time Liverpool play as well, which is great as well. But we'll enjoy the win, I would say, of course, as well. But we definitely need new forwards after today as well. Yeah, it wasn't the best from the forward line, but that's where you need other players to step up, and they did. And keeping the clean sheet as well. I know Leicester obviously haven't. Leicester, I don't think have scored. I think since they beat West Ham in December at at Leicester, and on that, you look at that and go, Liverpool should have won comfortably, and we should have done. We had chances. Leicester were unlucky a couple of times. I think they had the post in the first half, in particular. But even still, I felt we were the better team throughout. And yeah, it kind of did feel though at one point that it might be one of those games where Leicester might nick something, or again we'd end up drawing 0-0, and it'd be one of those frustrating games where you look at it and go, oh, we're not going to win the league, against Tottenham, or have the chance to win it against Tottenham, I should say. And in the end, all the pressure building up, and then Trent comes on and wins Liverpool the game, which is great as well, to be fair. But yeah, 100% would agree, Carl, as well. But big up Red Rebellion as well, saying Chelsea will be providing us with the Guard of Honour at the Bridge. One of two, if Liverpool are not going to be getting a Guard of Honour every game from now into the end of the season, it's guaranteed Liverpool will get 2. Of course, we'll get one against Chelsea, and we'll get one against Arsenal, because, of course, Arsenal's the first home league game Liverpool will be for Liverpool at Anfield, at home. So technically we're going to have 2. We'll have one against Chelsea, and we'll have one against Arsenal. But of course, we have to win. We have to beat Spurs next week, of course, anyway. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below, of course, and get man of the matches as well in the comments, because I think there'll be a few today as well. Obviously, you could give it to Trent, to be fair, but again, you could give it to other players as well. Gina says just celebrate the win, absolutely, as well. Hope Palace help us with a draw at the Emirates on Wednesday. Again, yeah, just focus on ourselves, really. One more win and the league is done, really, isn't it? And you look at next week, obviously Spurs will have Europa League as well to think about, so they might rest a few players now at Anfield as well. But park the bus teams are always best to beat for most teams. The 1-0 wins are the best. Best McKinn teams who sit back majority of the match as well. Yeah, absolutely. As well, Simicas was brilliant, rolled it back. today thought it was Robbo with a man bun as well. Jesus Christ, could you imagine Robbo with a man bun, to be fair? But even still, if I obviously we've got SofaScore up right now. Obviously, SofaScore gave man of the match to, I believe it was. Did they give it to Luis Diaz? Yeah, I think they gave it to Luis Diaz. Yes, no, they did. They give it to Lucho for man of the match. But even if we look on screen right now, you look at, again, I am blocking Conor Bradley's face, in all fairness. But even when you look at it, again, the majority of Liverpool's team, apart from Conor Bradley and Alisson and Mo, to be fair, all in green as well. But even if we take a look at the match stats, if I quickly scroll down and you guys can see on the left-hand side. But yeah, again, Liverpool XG-wise 2.62, big chances 9-0, 28 shots compared to 5 of Leicester's. Obviously, Alisson didn't have anything to do apart from, of course, that chance that hit the post, which, again, to be fair, Alisson couldn't really do anything. Again, obviously outdoing them in the passes, nearly 500 passes for Liverpool compared to 365 for Leicester. Tackles, obviously they beat us to them as well. Free kicks, we were obviously up on that, and on yellow cards as well. Liverpool were up on that as well. But again, look at the league table. If am I in the way of the league table? No, I'm not. I'm just above it as well. But look at that. Like, again, Liverpool 79 points. Obviously 13 points clear of Arsenal. Which, again, look, you look at that, the fact that, again, Liverpool are on 24 wins this season. And look, I think even if you look back to last season, when it was us, City and Arsenal going for it right towards the end, I think Liverpool is still ahead of I think City was ahead at this point, wasn't it? So even still, like, Liverpool have shown and proved, look, Liverpool can, Liverpool have been up there this season and deserve to win the league, and rightfully so. Even though, again, Liverpool have got there the ugly way, I would say, many times. Again, look, great championship winning teams or great Premier League winning teams have done that. Look at us in 1920. City have done it in the past. Chelsea were experts at doing it as well in the 2000s as well. So, look, I'd 100% take it. Any win possible. 3 points, that's all we care about as well. But even looking at it, again, 75 goals scored. Not bad for, an attack that needs revamping, I would say, to be fair, which it does need doing, but still 75 goals, 31 goals conceded for Liverpool. Again, you look at Arsenal, 61, 27 goals conceded. So, their strength's obviously defence, but obviously for us, it's goal scoring as well anyway. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments as well. Keep your comments coming through as well. If you are new, of course, please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Of course, we will have Arne Slot post-match obviously on the shorts as well. That'll be up for you guys later on tonight. It should be as well. So again, make sure you do keep an eye on that, of course. Anyway, but again, let me know your guys' thoughts on, of course, the game, because look, 3 points, that's all Liverpool need, is 3 points to win the league. Would you sell Jota in the summer con? Yes, I would. Only if it made sense, really, because obviously Darwin's going to go by the looks of things, of course. So yeah, maybe depending on what happens. But still mad to think that we have to play Arsenal, Chelsea and Spurs. Many at the start said we would struggle to even get into the top 4. Yeah, like 100%. Like, a load of people said we were not going to get into the top 4. A load of content creators like to say that Liverpool are going to finish in, and not even content creators in that sense. It's more, pundits and that. And I think nobody in the BBC's or like I think it's the BBC. I think it was BBC, TNT, and Sky Sports had Liverpool winning the league. I think it was only 4 or 5 had Liverpool finishing in the top 4. I think. And again, when you look at it, I think it's very laughable, to be fair, and very funny now looking at it that people, again, wrote Liverpool off completely. And look, new manager, of course, looking at the season past. But again, Liverpool had, going into the season, had the 3rd best squad, looking on paper. And they did, Liverpool, and we did. There's no point saying, oh, no, we didn't. Liverpool wasn't. Yeah, of course we did. We had the 3rd best squad going in. But this season we've utilized our best players. We've brought in, Arne Slot's come in and utilized players like Ryan Gravenberch, Mo Salah, other players as well that again have exceeded, in areas where last season they wasn't doing it. And look, all right, yes, Mo Salah's had an all-time season, which of course has massively helped, but still Liverpool have been deserving of a Premier League title this year for sure, as well. But yeah, 100% agree, Carl, as well. But 10 points, 10-point goal difference as well, Con. It counts as 1 point on the table, in my opinion. Yeah, absolutely, 100% as well. But look at the lead we have over City. We smoked them and the league this season as well. Yeah, absolutely. But that's the thing. Like earlier on in the season, Liverpool, we battered City at Anfield. And we did it in December when we had Madrid and we had City back to back. Obviously in that week. And that, I think, was the telling week of the season. Not only obviously what's happened since then, but that for me was the sign that Liverpool could do something really special this season. We could go on and win the Premier League and go on and maybe do something else. Obviously, in terms of the Champions League, obviously we got to the League Cup final, but it has been that season, hasn't it? Where we could have done better. Absolutely, we could have won a League Cup. We could have done better in that game. But still, to win a league title, for Arne Slot to come in and walk in, I would say, and dominate the league again, that is no easy feat. People will turn around and go, oh, well, it's just the league title, oh, it's just the Premier League. No, you don't just go, oh, it's just the league title. It's the league title. It's Liverpool have won 20 or going to win 20 in their history. Manchester United have teased, annoyed Liverpool supporters that, look, we've got 20 and you haven't. Now it's going to be equal. Now Liverpool are going to be hoping and trying to get 21 next season. And of course, to win a league title, you have to be perfect for 10 months of the year, or have to be good for 10 months of the year. It's no luck by winning a league title. Nobody gets lucky by winning a league title. And look, Liverpool deserve it. Absolutely, we deserve it as well. But the best part of this table is that I can't see United and Everton as well. To be fair, where are... I think Wolves now are on level points with United. So Jesus Christ, I don't know. I'll get up on screen right now for you guys, so we can all have a laugh at Manchester together. Anyway, let me get Ozan's comment off. To be fair, but yeah, as you can see, there, Manchester United on 38 points. Fair play to Wolves, by the way, who obviously for them beating United are now safe as well. Officially anyway. Obviously they can't get relegated if they were to lose every game from now until the end of the season, which fair play to them, absolutely fair play to them as well. They've done a really, really good job as well, and they're probably going to cash in huge for Matthias Cunha, and obviously that would be that's something to look at, where again they're going to cash in and hopefully rebuild to not be in the same position as what they have been this season. But even still, looking at the top 4 race or top 5 race, I should say, for the Champions League. Look at that, Forest outside the top 3 for probably the first time this season. Wow, look at that. It's very, very close. Newcastle, of course, I think Newcastle will stay 3rd now, but again, City, Chelsea, Forest, Villa, all of these teams, of course, try to grasp top 4, or top 5, I should say. Anyway, it's going to be very, very exciting end to the season for them guys. Anyway, as I go off screen, there we go. Anyway, but Jason Hughes says arguing 2055. I don't know what that's about. I would not swap our squad for any other in the league. I wouldn't either, but I'm saying in terms of on paper at the start of the season, you looked at it and gone, and people would have said, oh, Arsenal's got a better squad than Liverpool in certain areas, and obviously City in the past, obviously winning the Premier League. Again, you look at their team, obviously Rodri as well, because of course City are going to be a huge factor next season. Like, look, they're losing Kevin De Bruyne, but again, let's not act like City. Again, let's not act like they still haven't got Pep Guardiola. You know, they'll have Rodri coming back, even though again, you never know how players are going to react to a bad knee injury, and you've also got a Haaland, you've got Foden. I know has been very poor. I think he's been in the flops of the season, but still, he'll probably come good next year. And then, of course, whoever they buy, there's rumors they could get Florian Wirtz. There's rumors they could get Morgan Gibbs-White as well, which would be a really good signing for City as well. So they'll be back as well. And like Liverpool need to build from this season, obviously to retain the title. That's the hope for next season, is to build, retain, and see where else we can win next season for sure. Red Billion says, I don't get into this, that squad is better than this one. Each season, every team starts on 0. The one who finishes top with the best team, the rest does not matter. That's true, but I think on paper, I think Liverpool at the start of the season, I think if you looked on like paper, people would have said Liverpool had the third best squad. I think team, like starting 11, I don't think any of the teams is better than us. Like, again, I think goalkeeper wise, got the best goalkeeper in the world. Centre back wise, got the best centre back pairing in the league. Right back, even though he's going to leave, Trent, I still think he's the best right back in the football. Left back, Robbo is a very good option. Midfield, I think obviously we would have loved the DM in the summer, but even still, the midfield three of Gravenberch, Maka, and Szoboszlai, it's one of the best in the league, for sure. And then you've got the best player in the world this season, in my opinion, in Mo Salah, who again has been unbelievable, and still remains unbelievable, even though he had a poor game today, to be fair. But Manuel's was saying, I'm looking at the photo and I read Trent's posture saying, I'm staying now as well. Of course, a lot of people have said this, in terms of Trent staying. I don't see it myself. Look, of course, he spoke afterwards, didn't he, saying that, again, days like these are very special for Liverpool, and how in his mind, it is a special occasion. And look, it is, and of course it factors into Liverpool winning a league title, but still it's that sense of where he spoke about his future and was like, I'm not going to speak about it again. I don't know, it just gives the vibes that he's not staying, to me anyway, but of course other people will have different opinion and optimism, of course. But look, I think all of us have been confident with Mo's and Virgil's, and now obviously that's come to light. But with Trent, it's kind of been in a dark place for a very long time. But look, I hope, I would have loved him to take off the Liverpool jersey tonight, and would have had a one underneath say I'm staying. Would have loved it as well. But who knows what could happen? Maybe he might change his mind. Is there a universe where we win the league title and United get relegated? In some other universe, probably has already happened, but in this one I don't think it's going to happen. Who has more points? Liverpool as well. Yeah, absolutely, Manuel as well. It will be hilarious if Trent stays. At least I don't hold any grudges against him, so he gets my vote if he decides to U-turn on his decision. He would with me as well, but again, it's that same thing again, isn't it, really, with Trent, where, all right, all the noise has come from Spain, but I've also said this in the past, where back in January, Real Madrid don't make bids for players unless they get confidence that something could happen. That's the only thing I would say, to be fair. But look, at the end of the day, it's his decision, isn't it? Football's such a short game, but I think when we talk about loyalty in football, again, there's no loyalty in football anymore. And I've seen somebody the other day saying that, and I thought they were right at the time, and I still kind of do, that two lads from Egypt and Holland have shown what it means to play for Liverpool, and shows what, again, in their belief with the club, more than a kid from West Derby, and it does feel like that a little bit. And I'll say it, even though he's won the game for Liverpool, and at the end of the season he's going to turn around and go, I'm going to walk away with, two league titles, a Champions League, an FA Cup, or two FA Cups, or, you guys, an FA Cup, or two League Cups. I'm going to walk away with this. Now I'm going to go and try a new challenge. That would have been fair enough, but it's kind of the antics that has gone with it as well, to be fair. But Gina says, Nottingham Forest won't get Champions League. I don't know, even if they do get Europe, it's a fantastic season for them. Absolutely, it is. As well. Evening, Owen, as well. Hope you're doing well, my friend. I'll have to get you on soon as well. But big up, Owen, as well. Obviously, please go over to the Cop On podcast, wherever you get your podcasts from, as well. Obviously, Spotify. Spotify is probably the only one I know off the top of my head. So yeah, go over and follow Owen on there as well. River Billion, same here. Call me crazy, mate. I believe he will stay now as well. Look, many people will believe, and look, fair play to people that do. But for me, I think he's going, which is a shame, because I want him to stay. I want Trent to stay. I'm not saying again I force him out, but again, you see today, look at the quality level. Look at what he's produced for Liverpool. And yeah, that's the thing for me that again annoys me, the fact that he can win more at Liverpool. He can win and stay for X amount of time and still win things at the club. It's not like if Liverpool are not winning and competing at the top of everything. We are fighting for everything. It depends on the outcome of the charges as well. Social media pundits and YouTube, etc., are full of opinions. The majority of the time, very bad opinions, like the narrative that we were lucky to win the league. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think, I look at it and go, I've made bad calls before, myself. I very much wanted Liverpool to sign, I've wanted Liverpool to sign in the past, people like Paston Daka before. As many people like to remind me, to be fair. But look, I wanted him to sign for Liverpool as a squad option because, at the time when we were getting linked with him again, he looked very promising at Salzburg. And yeah, of course, that, was awful, really. But of course, for people to say that we don't deserve to win the league title, I think it's laughable, really. Paston Daka. Yeah, I'll tell you about that now, Ozan. But yeah, no, for people to say that we're lucky to win the league title, look, we've got so accustomed to City and Liverpool pushing each other over the limit, really. We've been over the last couple of years, we've been so lucky to, as football fans in general, and I think overall consensus of we've been very lucky to see teams like Liverpool and City reach 90, 92, 93 points, 97, 98 points. It's things that have never been done before, in English football, or at least in our generation, nothing like this has happened before. And both teams have pushed each other to the limit, where now people kind of go, oh, well, Liverpool don't deserve to win the league because they're not like the team in 1920 that were storming teams away for this, that, and never. Liverpool's most famous scoreline in that season was 2-1, by the way, as well. Liverpool would win games literally 2-0, 2-1, and then walk away from it. And that's the thing where Liverpool. And again, this is not Liverpool's fault. This is the team's fault for not stepping up. But Liverpool have been the most consistent team this year. And again, I think if we win all our games from now to the end of the season, Liverpool will, I think, get above 90. Is it 92 points? I think we'll get, or 93 points as well. I'm not too sure. But still, I look at it and I go, we 100% deserve to win the league. No one else does this season. Next season, we might not deserve to win it. But again, the amount of I'm going to swear, the amount of shite that, apologies for my language, but the amount of shite that's come from rival fans, supposedly it's the PGMOL, it's this person's against Arsenal or this and that. It's absolute shite. You've just been shite this season, and look, I look at it and go, I laugh at them really. To be fair, anyway. But did Ricky celebrate the Trent goal today? I want to know. Yes, he did. He very much did. Smash that like button, please. Obviously, thank you very much. Yeah, if you could. There's 15 people in right now, so if you are new around here, of course, do hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. I should say. I believe we're on. What are we on? We're on 13 likes. So again, if we can get to 20, we'll be absolutely boss. If we could get there as well. But I need to run. We'll go as well. Big up Red Rebellion as well. But Trent would be silly to go to Madrid. It's a toxic place, even if you win. Look at Gareth Bale as an example. Bale won 4 Champions Leagues and is hated. Exactly. But Bowen, we've said this. You've probably said it on the podcast. I've said it on here. Again, he's not going to be adored anywhere else but Liverpool. And that's it now. Like if he was to leave Liverpool, that would be it. He's not coming back. I personally would think. It's not like if he's going to leave if it doesn't work out, he'll come back to Liverpool. Like no, it's not going to work like that. Michael Owen thought that. And of course, it never worked out that way. He ended up going to, obviously, to Newcastle and, of course, Manchester United. But that's it for Trent's Liverpool career. If he does leave, there's no coming back from it. Because Liverpool are going to move on, of course, like we've had to do in the past when players have left. In more recent times, you look at, you look at Sadio, you look at Bobby, you look at Fernando Torres, you look at Luis Suarez. Like Liverpool moved on eventually, in a good way, but Liverpool did move on, and you look at it and go, Liverpool will move on again from Trent, and that's the sad reality of it. But for me, like even watching this week, and that like we got knocked out by a very good PSG team, a PSG team who for me will go on to win the Champions League. And I look at it and go, like, look, Liverpool played Real Madrid this season. All right, it was a Real Madrid team without Vinny Jr. and 1 or 2 others. But we battered Madrid in that game. We only won 2-0, but we battered them in that game. And all right, you look on paper and go, oh, well, Liverpool, Liverpool's last Champions League was back in, obviously, 2019. And obviously Madrid have won, well, what is it, like 2 or 3 since then. Obviously beating us in the process. But again, Jurgen Klopp said it. You can go there and be another one of them players, or you can be the person, you can be the player here, and they'll build a statue in your name. Like that's what, again, you would want. That's why I think you'd want more than anything else. Myself personally, I'd much prefer that. Of course, I'm not Trent in that aspect of things. That of course he's maybe looking at it and going, "Oh, I want a new challenge." But I don't know. I just feel like again, I'd love him to stay, and I would, because again, days like today, him getting the winner, he can score, he can assist. Look at the amount of assists he's got in the Premier League since starting for Liverpool. Like, it's unbelievable as well, and it's just a shame if he does leave the club anyway. But Rosa says, any news why Chiesa wasn't in the match squad? I feel for the lad in a way he is treated. He just wasn't selected. No particular reason. Obviously Trent's back. Obviously you've got Darwin and you've got Jota on the bench as well, so there's no room really. That's the other thing for it. Again, he's going to get sold, I think, in the summer. And again, it hasn't worked out, unfortunately, with him and being in the Liverpool squad. Anyway, but yes, Patson Daka, back in 2020, or the summer of 2020, I said as a backup for Bobby, maybe we should take Baston Daka as an option. And yeah, never ever get my suggestions again. Even though, again, look, we'll be doing plenty of transfer videos in the summer. But yeah, I want Angelo Stella from Stuttgart as well. But Real Madrid might have a new head coach. Yeah, Xavi Alonso will be the new head coach of Madrid. Liverpool is the most hated club in the Premier League. I don't think entirely. I think United still are. I also still think Arsenal are. I think Arsenal are hated just because of their idiocy. It's not even a word, idiocy. Or just their stupid opinions, really. Rather go listen to the Slot pre-match press conference for United at the start of the season. I would quote what Slot about Chiesa. He's a player for the short term as well. I look at it and go, he was a market opportunity, wasn't he? The Liverpool thought, well, if he works out good, then again, Liverpool spent less to nothing on him. Liverpool will get their money back for him in the summer, easily. My prediction would be Liverpool are going to sell Chiesa. I will bring in Ryan Cherky from Lyon. I think that'll be the move. Really, but again, could be surprised. Who knows? Trent is 26, gone about to be 27. Theoretically, he only has 6 more years at the top of his game. Possibly. Again, you don't know though, do you? Depending on, again, look at Mo Salah and Virgil van Dijk. Both of them are going up there, aren't they, in terms of age? Big up Tony as well, saying, I'd say United, Arsenal, and Chelsea are more hated. Yeah, I would agree. I think, yeah, because it's obviously United and Arsenal, I think, are 1 and 2. Myself, I think Liverpool are 3rd because of the success. Really, I think nobody likes Chelsea because of who they are, really, and the morals of the club. Obviously, spending £1 billion and other bits and pieces as well. But yeah, maybe even above. If there are any rival fans watching, of course, then let us know. But yeah, Tony, I would say probably as well. But Cop on Podcast, you just nailed what I just said as well. Yeah, absolutely. No, somebody just come into my house. He will never ever come back to Liverpool. No, he won't. And that's the sad thing about it, really. But look, at the end of the day, what he has done on the pitch will never be forgotten. But it's just, again, none of us want Trent to leave. None of us do. But yeah, obviously, I think if Liverpool had been confirmed champions today, I think we would have heard by Tuesday. You would have been in a Madrid Cup, unfortunately. Anyway, but look, obviously thinking back, more to the game. Great, the fact that Liverpool now are 3 points away from winning the league, and yeah, look, I'm absolutely buzzing. Look, because next week against Spurs, obviously us against Spurs is always a very, very entertaining game. Of course, obviously they have Champions Europa League semi-final obviously coming up as well. So they'll probably be looking to rest players for that. And look, I personally would say I think they will maybe rest 1 or 2 players as well. But I think on the general consensus of the fact that Liverpool are just 3 points away from winning a league title, it's exciting as well. And then look, for the rest of the season, what do you do? Of course, we want to end the season on a great run. Of course, going into next season, and of course, obviously build up the points. But again, that's been the main focal point of the season: win the league. It doesn't matter when it is, really. But look, at the end of the day, Liverpool are just 3 points away from winning a league title, the 20th league title in our history. And yeah, starting to get excited. Really, next week will be the tears. If Liverpool win the league, yeah, like that's when it 100% becomes real. And the fact that Liverpool are going to win a league title again for, was it the second time in 34 years or 35 years? Again, which is a ridiculous, really. A club like Liverpool should be winning league titles. Of course, more with more and more every season. Anyway, but our game with Spurs is Sunday. They semi-finals on Thursday. They have enough time to rest. Even still, like they won't care about the league title if there's any risk to any players. We know Spurs this season with injuries have been awful. Let's be honest. So they might rest. They might rest Mickey van der Ven. They might rest Romero. Who knows against Liverpool, of course. But Tony says we have more points at 33 games than City did last year. So regardless of other teams, we are performing. Yeah, absolutely. And like I said earlier, that's been the main one, hasn't it? In terms of progression this season. And look, this Liverpool team, the way we're playing, the way we have been, has been better than last season. And look, long may that continue as well. But look, it's going to be a very busy, obviously, there's been saying to be a busy summer, but of course we have to obviously think about next week and think about for the rest of the season. But next season will be huge. Liverpool have to rebuild, not really, a huge rebuild, but it'll be an evolution of this Liverpool team, and hopefully the evolution of it will keep hold of the Premier League and win other things as well under Arne Slot, of course, anyway. But look, my man of the match for the game, to be fair, you could give it to a couple of players, couldn't you? I think, Trent, just for the goal. I think, you could give it to Trent, you could give it to Maka as well, but Maka had a decent game as well. I'm just going to check something a minute on who. Yeah, you obviously, to be fair, looking at on FootMob, they give the man of the match to Ibu Kanate as well, so you could even give it to Ibu as well. But I thought Maka was very, very good. I know Sky give man of the match to Maka as well. I'll give it to Trent just because of the winner. And look, on an overall perspective, again, the fact we only need 3 points now to win the league title is huge, and I'm very excited as well. And yeah, you could give it to Kostas as well. My man of the match was Kostas, the Greek Scouser, as well, of course, because it looks like he's going to be leaving as well at the end of the season. But look, well, I say that, mind, it looks like he's now the left back for Liverpool. Anyway, so look, who knows what will happen at the end of the season anyway. But hopefully you guys have a fantastic rest of your Easter Sunday anyway. If you are new around here, please do hit the like button and hit the subscribe button as well. Very much appreciated. Like I said, as soon as I get off now, of course, we will have Arne Slot post-match reaction for you guys. That'll be up on the shorts side of things on the YouTube channel, so make sure you are tuning into that, of course, as well. And look, any bit of content, of course, will be back obviously tomorrow, unless of course anything does break today, which I don't think it will do. But still, the fact that Liverpool are 3 points ahead, or 3 points, I should say, from winning a Premier League title is huge. And look, I'm looking forward to the parade at the end of the season. But solid defensively, solid delivery as well. Yeah, absolutely. What is the advert to me? Evident to me is a 20+ goal striker to complement Salah. Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, the dream would be Alexander Isak, wouldn't it? But of course, that doesn't look like it's going to happen, unfortunately. But I think Liverpool have different plans, i.e., Julian Alvarez. I think maybe. Who knows? Anyway, but Xabi Alonso will flog a Real Madrid. I use top love and now hate him as well. I think he'll do okay. I don't know if he's going to do, win Champions Leagues, but who knows what will happen in the future anyway. But look, hopefully you guys have a fantastic rest of your days anyway. And of course, like I said, Liverpool, 3 points away, I should say, from winning a Premier League title. And yeah, obviously Trent, hopefully he does do a U-turn. But yeah, Liverpool beat Leicester by 1-0. The Reds are just 3 points away from winning a league title anyway. But I've been Connor from the Cock Council. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ta-ra.